One of the darkest and well-known pieces of German folklore is that of Dr. Faust and his deal with the devil. Well, not the devil specifically. Technically, it was a demon named Mephistopheles, who isn't Lucifer. He's like a demonic lackey, but he's still very Satan adjacent. Faust is an old legend, the earliest found in the 1500s, but the version that changed the world was written by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, who rebuilt the tale into a philosophical epic about what we chase and what we lose by chasing it. So here's the scoop. The character of Faust is an alchemist or scholar, depending on the version, who is extremely smart and extremely depressed. So depressed that he decides that life simply is not worth living anymore. Before he can dispatch himself, though, he tries one last thing. He summons a demon at a crossroads and is offered all the power and knowledge in the world in exchange for his immortal soul. Crossroads actually have fascinating associations throughout ancient folklore. They're considered a liminal space, and not quite one world, but not quite the other. And it's not just a European idea. The crossroads being considered this sacred place where you can make supernatural pacts exists as far away as Africa. This video is about smartphones, I promise. So Faust accepts this cursed pact with Mephistopheles, and as you might imagine, it does not go well for him. Demonic shenanigans do ensue, and the deal isn't sell your soul, get cool stuff. Mephistopheles becomes Faust's servant, but of course, being served by a demon is like being hugged by a chainsaw. It's affectionate, but structurally unsafe. When something is Faustian, it refers to sacrificing spiritual or ethical values for material gain. This is the Faustian bargain. This story has been poetry, plays, films, constantly remade and updated. The story of Faust endures because it taps into this eternal conflict with humanity, good versus evil, temptation, self-sacrifice, and humanity's endless appetite for more. But Faust's bargain feels almost quaint by today's standards. He had to go through the trouble of summoning a demon, standing at a crossroads, reciting forbidden words in the dead of night for all the knowledge in the world. That's like a lot of work. I'd just Google it. His disposition is familiar. We also crave more information, more connection, more novelty, and we can get that through our technology. But every time we indulge that craving, we give up something in return. Something that seems useless at first, insignificant even, so unimportant that for a long time, you don't even notice it's missing until you need it. Specifically, we give up something I've named TAM, tolerance for boredom, attention span, and motivation. And the result is truly diabolical, that by indulging in this endless entertainment, it takes from you the very thing you need to stop doing it. When I was writing this script, it really reminded me of this incredible moment on a panel with Bo Burnham where he said this.
They're coming for every second of your life. That's what these companies are coming to. This company as well. And it's not because anyone is bad. It's not because anyone in this company has evil plans or is trying to do this. They're not even doing it consciously. It's because these companies like Twitter and YouTube and Instagram and everything, they went public and they went to shareholders. So they have to grow. Their entire models are based off of growth. They cannot stay stagnant. Twitter grossed $4-5 billion last year. It is in the red. It is unprofitable. It has to get more of you. That could be the ceiling for a place like this. YouTube, the ceiling could be 3 hours of engagement. No matter how nice it's trying to be, it is all that they're trying to get more engagement from you. We used to colonize land. That was the thing you could expand into, and that's where money was to be made. We colonized the entire earth. There was no other place for the businesses and capitalism to expand into, and then they realized human attention. That they are now trying to colonize every minute of your life. That is what these people are trying to do. Every single free moment you have is a moment you could be looking at your phone and they could be gathering information to target ads at you. That's what's happening.
They're coming for every second of your life. Regardless of what you think of Burnham's music, I felt this was a really powerful message. Because I think he's right. These businesses are coming for every moment, every shred of attention that we have. But who we are, intrinsically on the inside, is defined by our thoughts and actions, right? So if your thoughts are what we give our attention to, and these companies own our attention, do they also own us in a way? Not physically, not legally. They own us in a different way. A metaphysical way. And that doesn't sound good. That sounds really bad, actually. At first, Faust's pact with Mephistopheles seems to deliver exactly what he longs for. He abandons his despair and throws himself into the pleasures and experiences that the demon makes possible. Mephistopheles arranges everything, providing the magic, removing obstacles, and guiding Faust into new realms of sensation and influence. But, and there always is a but, the bargain does not empower Faust so much as it entangles him. The more he relies on Mephistopheles, the more he is drawn into choices that cause harm. His relationship with a woman named Gretchen, which begins with Mephistopheles' help, ends in tragedy. Her life and family are destroyed, and Faust is left in shame. Later adventures show Faust swept along by forces Mephistopheles sets in motion rather than directing them himself. What begins as a quest for meaning and fulfillment gradually reveals itself as a series of consequences Faust cannot control. So let's bring this into modern day. We've all heard the term chronically online or terminally online. I made a video about it. And we know that the people who scroll the most are the most susceptible to the content they consume. They're often weak-minded, paranoid, and angry. It's like a dark cloud that follows them everywhere. It really seems to bring out the worst in people. Does anyone else find that odd, that we have an endless pleasure machine in our pocket at all times, and we're the most miserable versions of ourselves we've ever been? By the end, Faust isn't commanding Mephistopheles at all. He's just reacting, chasing, consuming, asking for more, while the demon quietly runs the show. So the parallels are unpleasant, but this is an exploration of art and history. I'm not saying that the attention economy was invented by the devil. I mean, it probably wasn't, though if it was, I would not be surprised. Speaking of the economy, I would like to thank the angels over at patreon.com, who are the only reason that this channel exists. I am a single mom, and I make these videos when I'm not at work. So if you want to see more videos like this, please head over to patreon.com and become a patron. Or if that's not your thing, you can also check out the designs I've made at my merch store. My favorite right now is the All Kings Must Die hoodie. Okay, back to the video. I didn't want to spoil the ending. It was only published 430 years ago, after all, but I think the ending is relevant. In part 2, the story really goes off the rails. Faust enters a fever dream of economics, myth, and empire building. He even meets Helen of Troy. I don't think she was a real person. And he spends his final years trying to build a utopia where free people can live in peace, away from tyranny and war. And this is ultimately what saves his butt, or his soul. His soul's butt, because Faust the scholar, this alchemist, he's constantly striving for more knowledge, more wealth, just everything. He's striving, but always only for himself. And in these final years before his death, he turns this endless striving away from himself towards others, toward creating a beautiful world he knows he won't even get to enjoy because he's going to get roasted on a spit by the denizens of hell for all eternity. So old Nephi thinks he's won, right? But before he can collect Faust's soul, the clouds part, angels descend, and Faust's soul is swiped. That's probably not the best word choice. His soul is redirected towards the gates of heaven. The demon's evil plot is summarily foiled. The Trials of Faust are a cautionary tale about the unhinged appetites of the self, and this universal mistake that humans seem to make all the time. When we feel unfulfilled, our first instinct is to fill ourselves up with things that make us happy. But this is fruitless, at least according to the story of Faust. The more we quench our thirst, the worse it gets, like drinking seawater. And the only way out is to redirect that focus outward into our communities and the world at large. Or risk burning for all eternity in a pit of everlasting torment. I mean, it is a German folktale, okay? Like, he's lucky he got a happy ending at all. Better than those poor Hansel and Gretel kids, let me tell you. It's such a frustrating lesson that the way to fulfillment isn't through filling yourself, but giving of yourself to others. It's like when you're tired, so you rest. But by resting, you only become more tired because the way to get more energy is to expend more energy. And that is so stupid and I hate it. I really need to get back on my elliptical. So maybe that's Faust's warning for modern day. Not that our phones are demons or that Silicon Valley is run by the devil, though again, if that were ever leaked, I wouldn't be surprised. It's that the more we chase comfort and stimulation and distraction, the more hollow we become, unless we take all of that restless craving for more and aim it toward building something beyond ourselves. Because like Faust, we're not doomed the moment we sign the contract. We're only doomed if we never break it. And maybe redemption today isn't about angels swooping down in a beam of heavenly light, but about our small day-to-day choices to invest in people, our communities, and something real for a change. The devil may still be in the details, but so is our way out.